Welcome to SS Motorsports. And this is where you drop the Jurassic Park beat. Da 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 da, da 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 da. All right, back at it again with this week's edition of Shop Talk. All right, shop is in a little bit of a disarray right now because we got a lot of shit going on. We're gonna walk right to it. Crew's already grinding. Austin's over here putting together this SRT Jeep. Hardo working on this little Kia, I think Forte, I don't even know. Collision repair. Nando's over here knocking out some clearance on this F250 for these nice 38s we just installed. And then we keep it moving. This Bel Air was recently purchased or added to the fleet of our good client Money Mo. Came to us for his normal touch for all his whips. Normally with all his whips, we upgrade, or should we say, we custom paint the calipers on it, adjust the ride height. This car was pretty much already done, but we add the final touches to give it his own. Went ahead and re-pinstriped the front of the car, going down the sides to the rear quarter panels. We hit the calipers and hub of the rotors with a Rolls Royce like off-white, and then had the homie Bob come through and pinstripe the Bel Air logos and the fins on the rear calipers in a basically candy orange to match the paint. All right, this car is a immaculate car already. So just small little final touches just to make it his personal one. All right. For all the OBS fans, we are finally getting ready to spray some color on chalk OBSs. All right, Nando had went ahead and finished the bodywork. I got Peru paint over here. Poppy's over here knocking out the jams. So we scuffed up all the jams, finished up all the bodywork. Glass is out. I know last time we talked about the firewall on this thing. So we're gonna hit the firewall, the jams, and then do the belly, slap it back on the frame to do some final adjustments to line up everything with the bed and the axle. And then we'll break it all down and paint the whole thing. All right. Blake didn't know, but he bought this car. It looked like there was bullet holes all through the back. Somebody shot his ass up, but we went ahead and fixed all that. So it's ready. It's ready. All right. Come on. To the other part of Blake's shit. Nano been going ham on this thing. All the metal work on the bed is done, and that's ready for. Actually, we got to jam the bottom side first. We're going to shoot the bed over to Garrett trailers so they can rhino line the bed, but the same color as the car. So the chalk gray, it's a Porsche color we're doing. But all the metal work's done. We seam sealed the tubs, the doghouse, Frenched in the roll pan. I'm gonna tell Blake too, because he told me this truck was actually solid from the get-go. This fucking bed was a piece of shit. Excuse my language. We deleted the gas tank because we're gonna do a filler neck in the rear of the bed. So right here, Nando deleted the gas tank on the tailgate, which is right here. And we talked about this previously on other episodes. We shaved the handle, did a flip kit on that as well. So basically it's gonna be smooth all the way around. We are not shaving the door handles on this truck though, just cause, I don't know. I think it's clean when they have the factory handles in it, color match, so we're gonna go with that route, all right? Next behind me, all right? We got Project 62, which you guys have been seeing. Vlad's been going in on this car, getting this one assembled. Vlad and Nando actually got the body back on the chassis, but 2 days ago. Prior to that, Vlad ended up doing all the wiring, plumbing for brakes, fuel on the frame. So all the brake lines are redone in stainless. We got a fuel line running all the way up to the motor, all redone. We've had this car for, like I said, I feel like I say this every time we talk about, for a minute. So I told the customer we needed to update the wheels on it. So right now we ended up getting a set, which I am extremely happy to see. 22-inch intros, 22 by 10, 22 by 9 in the front. And with the car laid out, it looks fucking phenomenal. It brought this vehicle up to date tremendously. So this is exactly what we wanted. Client hasn't seen it yet in person, but just in pictures. And I know he loves it already. This shit looks like a mess right here, but this is all what goes into putting these cars together. Just a bare body. Now on the chassis, we got front trim, side trims. We deleted all the old harnesses, and we got a painless wiring harness kit for this, which Vlad has to do. We're installing power windows in the front and the rear. Classic Industries. Basically everything on this car has been gone through. All new glass, all new chrome trim. Front glass is all new, and that is a convertible. So last thing we got to do with that one is take apart the top, and we're gonna chrome out the rack. But some more of the details we went on this. We ended up pulling the motor out, color matching, well actually not color matching, respraying the motor, the GM orange, and then it's more like this champagne color that was notorious for these cars, the 409 vehicles. On the valve covers, we ended up spraying the intake manifold as well, just to kind of bring the whole feel of this car into it so that everything matches and is like detailed on point, all right? Move on to the next one. And the day finally came. We now newly acquired a 1973 Chevy Impala. Thank you to the customer for not paying. So if anybody's looking for a donk, 73 Impala, hit us up. We got one for sale, all right? It is a project car. All right. I know we haven't even fucking talked about this because we rushed to debut this thing at the LA Auto Show. We will go into some brief detail on this OBS frame. All right, so for all those lovely people that pulled up to the LA Auto Show to see this, I appreciate y'all. And if you did not, now you can get a real view of this, all right? So here's Blake's OBS chassis that the crew banged out in time for the LA Auto Show. So we debuted it at the LA Auto Show, which was a huge hit. This is the stock OBS frame. So it's a 1990 single cat Chevy frame that we basically fabbed a rear mount for the 4-link. This is about a 6-inch C-notch, slam specialty bags front and rear. The truck actually lays out really well. Blake did not want the truck to be like a body drop truck or anything. So for it being on 24x14s, on 405s, it lays out pretty damn well. Now what we did is we ended up color matching everything. So powder coated frame, custom painted transmission, drive shaft, and then basically our specialty, what we normally do with all these swaps, is we paint the intake manifold and valve covers. So all that's done. The hooker header, yes, they are shorties. I know some people have been talking about, oh, we should have went long, but the problem is with the long tubes, with the truck bagged, it actually kind of interfered with ground clearance. So keeping it this way and just running the downpipes with the crossover pipe was able to have it to where he can lay this thing out and there's still clearance. So you ain't gotta worry about nothing buried on the floor or anything hitting. All right, up front here is the Holley serpentine system, which we went ahead and did in the satin black. We built a custom, almost equal length dual intake setup on this. And this radiator support is actually the color of the truck, the Nardo gray, which we're going. Let's see. All the stone fab, control arms, front and rear, were powder coated as well. We smoothed out a bunch of accents on the frame just to make it a little bit cleaner, even though you won't see it once the body's on it. Willwood brakes behind the 24-inch wheels. So this truck, from being, you know, a stock to mild to wild, this thing is just like over the top. The build kind of snowballed, but I'm happy how it came out, and I know Blake is too. All right. Oh shit, on the back, damn. Some of the other stuff that we did, we made some little custom inserts for the frame, just something to kind of tie in. The exhaust isn't on right now, but we have the side exit exhaust tips, which were done in chrome. I'd actually send those out because they had some issues, but Vlad did all the, aluminum hard lines for the air ride, which that was a first for us, but real happy how it came out. And then the custom fuel cell, which we actually fabbed this one up in-house. Real happy with how it came out. Looks good. Actually holds a good amount of fuel too. I don't know exactly what the size, I'm gonna have to ask Vlad on that, what the size of the tank is, but I wanna say it's like 28 gallons or something like that. So for a bag truck, that's pretty damn good. All right, custom rear mounts for the compressors, hard lines into the compressors, into the valve's not there right now, but all the hard lines into the valve. So yeah, we did a lot on this one. Also the rear end, to clear these 24x14s Mondo ended up shortening the axle. We took, I want to say 3.5 inches out each side of the rear end to clear the 24s. And this is a 405 tire. And you can see the clearance. Right now the axle's not centered because we rushed to get this to the show. But the clearances between the frame and the tire, pretty tight tolerances. I think we can get another 1/2 inch once we shift it. But this is going to be a nice project. We are going to be debuting a lot of vehicles at the next show we're doing is Fuel Fest in June. I believe it's at Irwindale. So make sure to stay tuned for that because half these builds that are here right now will all be there. All right, stay tuned. I apologize. I know I'm dragging on this one. We had a lot to talk about. On to the next one. Peace.